All right, Pierre. We were talking before this. We both have had a pretty rough week. Well, you said something that was pretty sick. I hope you didn't forget. What did you say?
I said I wanted to look up and scream to the gods, and I realized he lives downstairs.
What does that mean? That felt layered. That felt very layered.
Oh,
You said he wasn't upstairs first, and then you're like, he's actually downstairs. Like, damn. Was that like the devil? What?
I know, right? That's crazy.
What's going on here?
Ugh, that is wild. Yeah, Christian. In the moment, we would have been able to go in detail about that, but unfortunately,
I've been chasing after this original Pierre bar, and you finally give one, but it's not recorded.
it's not recorded. We're gonna get to that at some point. What are we? We're like almost 3 years in. Christian, we're almost 3 years in.
That's crazy, bro.
That is actually insane.
And we got like what, one new person listening,
With the Holy Spirit. Yeah. That's
which apparently is in the basement. I don't know if he's still listening to this.
That is crazy, man. Damn. 3 years. That's sick. Yeah, countless great animes. Some questionable movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been sick. But
Got Severance in there.
Severance, Dark Matter. Yeah, that's we've only done 2 real human shows. Yeah, Severance and Dark Matter. Yeah,
To
no,
me-
The Last of Us season 1.
Yeah, season 1. It's too bad they never did season 2. Oh well, that's what it is. We got the games, you know. We got the games, so it's all good. It's all good.
Jesus, but this is about the elf. I told you, right? In episode 3, I'm like, wait till episode 4.
Yeah, don't. don't. I mean, you know my sensitivity to spoilers. Like this whole episode, I was like, I just kept thinking about you saying that, and I was like, I wish I was just, went in blind. You know what I mean?
Well, Christian, wait. I didn't see 5 actually. 4 is the last I saw, so I don't know.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. But what an episode. Those episodes have been good, of course. It's not a realization, it's not that deep, but of course it is that deep. It's story analysis. Yeah, it's Christian and Pierre. But what I thought, man, I don't think I've seen the animes that I guess I've watched through your recommendations on this podcast. I don't think I've seen writers being able to swiftly go from one seemingly long story to another within 23 minutes and not making it feel rushed or cramped. Like, the date between Stark and Fern went by so smoothly that could have been a 23-minute episode. And you're like, oh wait, this is only halfway through. We're making it to the northern plateau checkpoint. Oh, that's not it. Oh wait, we're gonna get to one of the villagers. Oh, that's not it. We're gonna fight. And this all happened in 23 minutes.
That thought struck me too. How it really did feel like no part of that date was rushed. There were moments that it was just it was spaced very well, and that was half of the episode.
Yeah.
If you take away the intro and outro music, that's like 3 minutes maybe. So maybe like 10 minutes dedicated to the date, like give or take. And it's crazy. Yeah, it felt proper. It felt like it was given enough time. Not too much time, not too little time. It felt perfect.
Right. It's like, wow, the date was so cute. Because she's a kid. Ugh, yeah. No, I'll let you go. Go ahead. Yeah, they're both kids. That's true. But it's just her upbringing, like being like a war orphan, raised by a priest. We know why Fern is the way Fern is, which is fine. And like for that reason, right? She can be exonerated for some of the stuff she says or some of the way she behaves because, you're, what is it, nature, nurture or something. Your environment plays a big role in who you become. It is what it is. It shapes you. And how Stark is like goofy, but that's so strange. Christian, that's so strange. These two have very similar upbringing. Yet, the person you would think would be loose isn't. Because Hyder, right? Hyder was loving, that's true, but Hyder was like a drunk. Not abusive, but as in a guy who loved to party. So for that reason, you would think whether he raised a little girl or a little boy, it wouldn't be more on the religious aspect of the principles of like a priest, like to be this like organized through life, and like Fern looks like she had a proper upbringing. Like you would think that she'd be more loose, where Stark, who was raised by one of the like most stern one out of all that whole party, like Eisen was strict, and Stark is goofy. Stark too had to flee from his village. Well, that's different. Like she was survived by Hyder, like pulled out. She was about to kill herself. I think it looked on that hill, where Stark had to run away from his village. It's like these are two people whose lineage, whose history, whose past were dark. 2 kids. One grew up with someone that's very strict. One grew up with a priest at the end of his life, where he's in his grandpa phase, very super caring. But the way Stark is so goofy, and Fern is so strict, when young Heiter was goofy, and Eisen from whenever we saw him was so strict. It's so funny to me, the contrast.
Yeah, it really speaks to their individuality as people, because they are very different. And yeah, like you said, it is sort of unexpected how the two turned out when you compare and contrast them to each other specifically.
Right.
And yeah, it is cool. It did strike me when Fern said that I never imagined I can have a peaceful moment like this. When I think when she was, I forget if she said, yeah, they're watching the sunset, but I forget if she mentioned like she never thought since she was a kid that she'd be able to have a moment like this. But
yeah, basically, when I was a war orphan, I never thought I'd get to relax. I have Heiter to thank for that.
Yeah, that's great. So maybe the fact that Heiter was so like aloof and goofy, he was the only person who could even loosen her up a little bit. Like the Fern we have might be what like a loosened up Fern looks like. You know what I mean? Like if without Heiter, she might have been even more reserved. She might have been even more tightly wound than what she is now.
Yes, I understand. Because it does come out every now and then. She does do some tiny things when she pats Stark's head. She's it's so cute. Oh man, it's just, you know, like your first love, first crush. You don't know how to act. Right? It's not natural. It's not supposed to be. Right? Like emotions are bursting inside of you. You don't know how to control. Your palms are getting sweaty. You're getting tongue-tied. But she, too, doesn't really know how to deal with these things. Like multiple examples. Right. Example number one. Stark is answering bluntly and vaguely as he always does, because he's not overthinking this. He's nervous, but the conversation has loosened up. He can speak more, but she's still paying attention. Like we always talk about Frieren. Like what else will we talk about? Did the camera pin on her face and she's like a bit upset, as in like notice me, like she said the episode prior. Like pay attention to me, but she can't verbalize that because it's weird. It's like she's also very like reserved. You know, she's like she has grace, so she doesn't want to be out there, be like, come get this. Also she doesn't know this. They're little kids. Yeah.
And just to speak on the grace thing, her outfit was so cute. It was so wholesome. She was like the girl who lives next door in this era. Just, I don't know, delivers bread. Like she just looked so sweet. She had those shoes. I forget what they're called, but schoolgirls wear them. A long purple dress. It's just
purple.
It was adorable.
Yeah. It really was.
Yeah, it was adorable. And you remember in season 1, there was a moment when our main trio were in a town, and I think Stark and Fern got into a fight, and then Stark went off somewhere. And then Fern, after speaking with Frieren, she was looking for Stark to apologize to him. And then eventually she turned the corner and saw him sitting on a bench, looking up at the sky. She smiled, ready to speak with him, and then she overheard him say, "Those clouds look like boobs." And I think he said another cloud looked like poop. I think this is the sequence of events, if I'm getting it correctly. And then Stark, he said out loud to himself, "I'll have to tell Fern about this later." And then when she hears that, she's like, "Why would that be something you want to tell me?" And then she loses the smile. And then she walks up to him. And then Stark notices that Fern is behind her. And then he's like, "Hey, Fern, don't those clouds look like..." And then he cuts himself off, and because he sees Fern has this look of disgust or disappointment on her face. And then you fast forward to season 2. They're going on their first date. And by the end, Fern is a little disappointed because it didn't feel like she was on a date with the Stark that she's come to know. Because everything was too planned out. But then we get a cut to the scene where the two of them are sitting on a bench in a location that looks very similar to the initial bench in season 1 where Stark was looking up at the clouds, only this time Fern is there with him, and she's the one who points out that a cloud looks like a certain shape. Now she says that the cloud looks like food that they ate earlier in the day, but to me I don't think it'd be too much of a stretch to say that cloud looked a little poopish, like it had that shape. So assuming I'm remembering the events correctly, and he said that cloud looked like poop in season 1, this scene is strongly echoing a time when Fern very much rejected Stark's personality. And then when we fast forward to now, she's craving it. And this gesture of looking up at the cloud and laughing at the silliness of what it looks like can be symbolic of how the relationship between these two evolved. Assuming again, though, that I'm remembering it correctly, and he said in season 1 that cloud looked like poop.
Christian, I'm going to find it. That's a short. That's an IG reel. That's a TikTok video. That's a YouTube short. Yes, Christian, I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to find it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me know when you do, if you do.
Sure. Our 3 followers will see them, but this is true. That's sick. I didn't think of that. I didn't remember their first. Yeah, I remember that. But no, it was the best way. It was not the best. That's not the adjective I want to use here. Such an accurate depiction of a first date. between a not closeted but uptight, very private
Awkward.
person. Awkward. Yes. It was the when they saw the discounted jewelry, and she's like, oh, and, of course, no homeboy, he's not thinking. The reason he's being so not even smooth because it's no longer nervous to him. Like, oh yeah, those are the perks of being on a date. She's like, oh, wait, you're being blunt, like the nice Catholic raised girl that she is. Like, you're being too blunt with this. She put it down, and then Christian, the same thing when he mentioned, what else would we talk about? And the pen on her face, she's kind of disappointed. She turned around and look. There's a couple that just bought it and got a discount. She's like, oh, almost her face is like, damn it, could have bought that. It's like she's mad at stuff that she's also keeping from happening, but she just doesn't know because she's strict. It was cute. It was very cute. Like, if he did buy that for her, she would have been. And speaking of buy that for her, she was wearing his bracelet during the date. The camera made sure to show us that. Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. What these two are getting into is beautifully being orchestrated so far.
Yeah, I like how in the beginning, Stark for the first time acknowledges to himself that Fern looks pretty cute.
Yeah.
And then after that, his body, like, he starts walking in this very weird motion, like he's a little flustered. I like to think that, not even that I like to think, this is most likely what happened, that he got a special kind of nervousness that he hasn't shown around Fern so far. Yeah. And he's not able to control it. And he's already, like, simple, like you said, he's a simple thinker, right? He's like, he's overthinking, but in a way that his brain would overthink, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, so it's not really for depth or meaning. It's straight up like nervousness and
yeah,
like any teenage boy would react to a girl that they actually like.
Yeah.
It's like, has Fern always been this cute? It's crazy. Did you see her walk on the way back? She is happy.
Yeah, she has her little happy walk. She did that in season 1 too.
The catwalk silhouette. It's really not a catwalk. Her hands are extended. She'll be floating.
That's adorable.
And more even confirmation. Frieren got good braids. Frieren's like, those are the braids I get when she's happy. And Stark being clueless, of course. He's a kid. Like, I don't know, they look the same. Because he doesn't know. No, bro, it's because you scored. No, bro, it's because she came back happy. But he's not there yet. It's nice. This innocent, sweet thing that's developing is happening beautifully. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're definitely gonna. I would hope there are gonna be a couple in the future. They can't just tease it like this and
I know, right?
And kill one of them off. No, they better not. They better not.
It's crazy.
They better not.
And of course, like Himmel is every episode. Of course, Eisen took Stark in because that's what Himmel would have done. Like, that's cool. Of course.
I always love how small Eisen looks in that flashback with Stark. I was like, damn, this guy is like, that's crazy that because he looks so not imposing. But he's one of the people who defeated one of the biggest threats the world has ever faced.
His name's Eisen the Warrior.
Yeah.
Question: was he the front runner?
Yeah.
The front liner?
Or no?
Himmel always looked like he finished fights, not start. Like, I don't know. From the little that I saw, like, I saw two. The two that I saw, he was Eisen and Heiter were diversions. Frieren hit from the flank, and then Himmel jumped up and finished it off. Also, I've seen episode 1. In episode 1, when Eisen run, and jump at that big dog while they were in the back. Episode 1 of season 1.
I feel like Stark has, of course we have 3 people. Frieren's old party at 4, but I think Stark has taken on sort of a hybrid role between the hero and the frontliner. That's that's the impression I'm getting. Or maybe it doesn't even. It's not even meant to be so 1-to-1 because we have 2 mages. The initial party only had 1. So, but I feel like there's it's a little more blurred, the roles in our trio here. So,
no, that's true.
But Frieren did say that she needs a frontliner, and that's why she brought on Stark. So,
yeah, and he mentioned that when they met, like, Werble, when they were trying to recruit him, like, I'm the frontliner of this crew, I can't leave them. Yeah, that is true. So Fern certification came in handy, of course. She's the first mage.
The highest certification, like the best class of mage you could be in the world. It's insane.
Right. That is crazy. Christian, the graphics? Okay, well, we just mentioned, because I dropped the video for Schwartz, the Omniscient, this morning, so I'm vividly remembering how the enemies, whether it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, the designs are on point. As soon as they step in, they're walking in, Stark's like, oh, this is pretty chill, and Frieren say, we're surrounded. Christian, the demons, no, not demons, Demons, that's what they are, right? Is it demons or devils? Just demons. Devils is Chainsaw Man. Yeah, demons. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The demons we saw, the one where they're walking on the flat surface, and the surface is actually a demon, like a green demon that blend in with the earth that they're walking.
Oh, the cow-looking thing, right? It looked a little bit like a cow.
Yes.
Like it has spots like a cow.
Yes. Yeah. But it camouflages the ground. They were walking on it.
When I saw that, I was like, what in the world is going on in this universe that a creature like that can exist? Right. I love the design. I live for for creatures that just are impossibly tall, that just tower over you. I love that kind of stuff so much. So I really enjoyed seeing that kind of design.
They only showed us like 4, and the 4 were amazing. Like that creature stood up, or the snake, the purple snake that looked like it hypnotized Stark, or as he started bleeding, and the bat that they thought they were hiding under this cave, which they were, but part of the cave was the wings of this bat who extended. It was the 4th. Yeah, they gave us a bunch of very good designs. Actually, I wanted to see them fight those.
I really wonder the process the artist goes through to create these monsters. Because in my head, I'm like, I know how to draw. Like I have a little bit of artistic ability. If I were to come up with a character that I thought was just like, it just looked great, I would think like any regular author or whatever would keep that design for a character that is like important, but the artist and author, I'm not sure like who comes up with I think it's a combination of, I don't know exactly. I thought I remember reading that the author is one person, the artist is another, but regardless, to be able to just pump out these character designs and just to know that they're only going to exist for a little bit, I gotta wonder, like, how do you come up with these kind of stuff? Yeah. It's not easy. It's very hard to be creative with new designs, new characters, like, and you want to reserve like good designs for important people or important moments, It's so cool.
Yeah, like imagine you spend one weekend coming up with a character that's going to be a part of a show for 10 seconds. I understand.
Yeah.
But that also goes to show you the dedication. Like, it's not going to be stupid. Like, whether your time is 2 seconds, I need all of my creatures to be unique, to have that wow factor. No, there's a lot of care that goes into this craft. That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, and the monster that they ended up fighting that ended up giving them a challenge, that thing, when it first turned around, actually spooked me. And I can't remember, I think the last time, I tried to think about when the last time I felt this sense of fear looking at something animated, right? It doesn't, like, I think maybe Attack on Titan, like maybe it happened when I was looking at, spoilers for Attack on Titan. Spoilers? I think, there's some people who haven't seen it, but spoilers, the Beast Titan and Attack on Titan, I remember that scared me. And then funnily enough, actually, Gachira Kuta. That's a recent one. Maybe a character from there too. But Solo Leveling, I only saw like 3-4 episodes. I know it was like it was fighting Frieren for Anime of the Year last year. I only saw like 3 or 4. But to those who know, there's like the smiling statue in like the 3rd episode, I think. That spooked me. I remember that spooked me. I'll send you a picture of it once we're done.
Okay.
But and then this monster from Frieren. Something about the way they drew it was very threatening. It felt like this is not good. Like this feels like dangerous. And that just stood out to me. That's another character that they put a lot of detail into making be unique. It certainly felt unique to me.
No, it was sick. It put up a very good fight. It shocked even Frieren.
She had a moment, right? Yeah, where she was surprised that it jumped and attacked
I'm wondering are they evolving? Like,
I don't think so.
Because she's done this before. Okay. It's like this. Yeah. Well, she just said this is a formidable foe. Vince Stark is like, wait, this is different. Like Fern, this thing hit Fern. Like, right, Christian. None of the fields were able to withstand its hits. It broke all the barriers. That's crazy. And Frieren and Fern aren't like novices. Like those aren't beginners. So this was a very strong opponent.
Yeah, and it's great that we got that flashback of where initially Frieren, because just like how Stark told Frieren after the fight, maybe we should have taken the sea. In the flashback, Frieren is the one who tells him, hey, this seems like we're a little bit out of our league here. Maybe we should have taken the sea. But that's the same Frieren who ends up beating the Demon King, So I'm sure the people that they face, there's so many different variables in a battle that can make someone formidable, but I don't think it's ever going to be like a walk in the park, even if you're extremely strong, depending on how somebody attacks you, the way they attack you, the way they surprise you. There's that graph from Hunter x Hunter that I tend to think about that explained so beautifully how someone incredibly strong can be beaten by someone who's a lot weaker than them. In Hunter x Hunter, there was a point where our characters were shown this piece of paper on a wall. And on that piece of paper, there was like maybe 5 or 6 letters. It was like A, B, C, D, E. And then below the letters, so the letters were on a line, on the same line as each other. And then below them was a bar. So there was like a vertical bar. So the bar for letter A could be at a certain position, the bar for letter B at another position. And the bars were just of various heights. And the whole idea behind this graph was that sometimes, like the top of a bar meant that letter, which represented a person, would be at their peak strength. The bottom of the bar meant that they were at their lowest strength, where they were at their weakest. And the whole point of the graph is that sometimes, or the bar for person D can exceed when the bar for person A is at their lowest. I don't know if that's making sense. Which is basically if person D is at their peak performance, they can beat person A at their lowest performance. So it just goes to show if person A is like the strongest person in the world and person D is like this really weak soldier, depending on the scenario, depending on the circumstances, person D can still beat person A, which is the weakest person can still beat the strongest person. So I think Frieren definitely embodies this in so many different ways. And you can see how that visual would apply to them now that they're in this northern plateau. Like I remember there was one monster they were fighting. Frieren was asleep. So that can be when Frieren's like at her weakest. Like say she spends all day fighting monsters, she's exhausted, and then another monster comes out, it's a little less strong, it could still be in a good position to take out Frieren because she's just been weakened by a bunch of other monsters. There's just overall, they could run into challenges, I'm sure, because there's so many factors that could determine whether or not they're in a good shape to fight or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, so I definitely think they'll run into some issues, even though they're incredibly strong. This is the essence of what I'm trying to get at.
I'll find that chart actually. I don't remember that.
It's a Hunter x Hunter did it so well. The power system there, one of the best for sure. For sure.
And then it was so instructive. It was like it's like they went to school.
Yeah, and it was all about imagination, just like Frieren.
But Frieren's not all about imagination, but that's
it's not all about it, but like a huge factor of these battles in Hunter x Hunter and Frieren is just your ability to imagine.
This is true. The fight was crazy. When she did the move, Christian, when she blasted its hand, that made me think of Chainsaw Man. Spoiler alert! When the angel devil chopped off Rez's hand.
Why are you making me remember this?
Yeah.
Why are you making me remember this?
I know. Yeah, they really swiftly killed an opponent that Denji spent an hour and some change.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, he was more on the defensive. Yeah, he barely attacked because he just was reacting because the typhoon devil.
Tried.
Yeah, the typhoon devil was just blasting. But yeah, I thought of that. I was like, that's pretty sick because this is still fresh in my head. But the fight was crazy. Like, oof, this guy gave Fern and Frieren, he could fly? I was like, what?
Was he flying or did he just jump really high?
Was that a jump? I guess that was a very high jump. Yeah, that was a jump because he didn't levitate. That was some bound. That was crazy. He, oh my goodness. What he said. He said, it's strong, so am I. I won't let it beat me. Yo, Stark is strong, man. Granted, the thing has one arm, right? It's not balanced. But still.
He's really trying to manifest the strength there.
You know?
We know he was scared because he said his legs gave out. so it's like he was trying to...
Question, that thing scared you through a screen. Imagine seeing it in person as a little boy.
I know, yeah. It would be scary, for sure. But he always rises to the occasion, which is dope. It was scary, but when he needed to lock in, he locked in. And his legs only buckled once it was defeated.
And that's despite fear. Yeah, because he's afraid. That's true. No, Stark's a real OG. And I love the fact that Frieren, because she is the leader of this group, so of course she needs to basically take reports of, analyze everything that happens. And as soon as the fight's done, she went to Fern, hey, we need to work better on teamwork because we only got out of this because of Stark's last effort. Because of Stark's sacrificial effort of being up close and holding this thing. So let's work on teamwork more to alleviate some of all of that. Because so far we've been seeing Stark used as bait against some serpent reptile thing. Now we just saw Stark inches away from getting blasted. That was extremely close, Christian.
It was very close. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I'm glad that she is. Yeah. She's like, all right, we gotta give. She's like, and I know homeboy's your man now, so we wouldn't want you to be a widow. So all right, that's why we heard talking to Fern. It's like, I get it. You don't need to give me an earful or give me tight braids. We'll take care of your man. The decision of the villagers, I didn't like that. I understand that, but I don't like it. I hate when people make these kind of decisions, and I know there's more to it. It shouldn't just be I hate when people make these kind of decisions. Like, you're a human being, you're living amidst danger. Stark give us the location. Stark give us a distance, which I like. He's like the walk back south to the northern plateau checkpoint is 3 days. So meaning you guys can make that journey, which means they've been walking for 3 days. That's pretty cool. I like that. But anyway, to stay in a village where there's less and less people, that's being overrun by demons, travelers barely come by, and your reasoning is this is where we grew up, this is where we had our memories. That's so no, but that's not a unrealistic thing. Like in Haiti, Christian, in Haiti, like gangs when they slowly take over, there are elderlies, there are families where like I grew up here, I'm staying. They're like, we really need to go, we'll die. I'm like, those are facts. I'm talking about like real anecdotes. So that's not a unrealistic. I already mentioned that. As in, that's not that far fetched. People do be this like hard-headed and unilateral. Like, this is where I grew up. This is my family's land. I'm not leaving. But it's like,
oh
you
wow,
will die.
yeah. There is definitely some real world comparisons that you and I
that's true.
have seen directly.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just the mindset. Like, who cares if you grew up? Not who cares. Again, that's why I keep saying this is like a more layered thing. It's not that black and white. But the grand scheme of things, life, like your kids are living in terror. Leave. Do that 3-day walk on the south and leave the northern lands. Like, you don't have a mage to help you unless you get lucky and find a Frieren and Stark and Fern that needs shelter for a night. It doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is. Like, have pride for your land and your memories and love, but be able to fight. Like, right. Also, if you're a warrior, I get it, but you guys are helpless. Yet you're putting these kids through this trauma. Like, the kids are hiding. Did you see when he was like, "We grew up here. We can't leave," and I'm like, that's not living. The kids are hiding. Anyway, that might not be a popular opinion, but it was just, to me, I was like, oh, that's crazy. And the fact that I know folks who've done this, it's wild. It's wild. But Christian, we're 4 episodes in. We're almost halfway through this season. That's crazy.
Insane, right?
This is stupid. This is actually stupid.
Yeah.
But they're making moves, man. They're making moves. They're digging further and further up north. So it is what it is. His legs gave out, to which Fern's like, pathetic, of course. He's like, bro. But yeah, Christian, aside from this, what else? What else can you say?
I think that's about it.
Yeah, we thoroughly covered this episode. This reaction is longer than the episode. They always are. But yeah, it's been real. I'm going to sleep.
Me too.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.